getting on the plane. Those people who are scared of flying, for example, because there were some of us who don't like flying. We got there 2 hours waiting. See, it's a continuous process, as is the process of life. Our entire trip, starting from London, you could say from Jahiliyyah, going towards Fana, which is Imam Hussein and his shrine. This is the journey of life. Step-by-step process. This is what Allah wants you to do. He wants you to go out of your way to physically take steps to come towards Him. Why? Because that thing which is the most beloved, you have to do hard work for. You don't get that overnight. For example, when those people who have been to South Africa, the Boers, for example, they have to dig meters into the ground before they can get a diamond. In the same way, when you've got gold, for example, when you're shoveling it, you come to realize that that gold piece is after a great amount of effort. So in the same way, Allah has perfected you, purified you, and has brought you to a place whereby one can say that now you are becoming refined. And He takes you through great troubles, trials and tribulations in your life. Why? To see how good you are, to see how clean you are, to see how pure you are. It's like the door in Najaf, right? You find one of these doors which are absolutely pure. This is what you as a believer are. This is what you possess. This is the capacity. So we're slowly going on this journey for complete perfection. And then Allah will put troubles in your life, trials and tribulations. Why? Because He wants you as a person to latch onto His rope, to do tamassuk with Him, not with people around you. So for example, you have problems in your life. As we were discussing earlier, you have fear in your life. You have hunger in your life. You have marital problems, problems with your children, all of these issues. Why? Ultimately, Allah wants to say that break your ties with the material world, that thing which is finite, and attach yourself to Me who is infinite. Because when you attach to Me, then I will show you My signs on the horizons and within yourself until you reach. So now coming to what the aim was. I was going to say the maqsad, because at the moment my mind is working in 3-4 languages and I can't construct English sentences and I can also type. Everything is mixed now. Everything is all, as the Iranians say, party. Everything is. So what's the aim of Imam Hussein? You know, when you go there and you're going to stand there in front of Imam Hussein, what are you going to say? أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر. These are the things. What are you saying? You're saying to Imam Hussein, I bear witness. You did this, you saved this, you preserved this. Because of you, these things are alive. So why is it that when people go in front of Him, they're empty? They don't have these things. He sacrificed His blood for the sake of Allah, for the sake of the fact that His prayers, the prayers that you pray are there. Because those prayers that you pray, we think of it as a very small thing, but the ulama say this is Ayn al-Tawheed. Salah is Ayn al-Tawheed. This is absolute God and nothing else other than God. If you understood the secrets of what Salah is, then you'll understand what Mi'raj is. What is Mi'raj? What is it? The Holy Prophet of God. Where did he go from? He started off from the world. Amir al-Mu'mineen says he covered 1 month's worth of travel to Bayt al-Muqaddas in a second. Then he traveled further up, and he sees the people of the grave. Then he traveled further up, then he sees people on the Day of Judgment. And he keeps on coming all the way up to the top, where Allah says in the Holy Quran, Kaaba Qawsayn wa Adna. Jibreel says, I can't go any further than this. What is this symbolic of? What does this Kaaba Qawsayn wa Adna symbolize? 2 bows, when they come together, they create a dole. Ayatollah Hassan Zada Amli says that this dole represents Fana. How? On a slightly technical term, within numerology, the number 5 is the Ha, which is the dole, which represents Fatima al-Zahra. Holy Prophet of God now goes on Mi'raj. What does this mean? Faiz Kashani basically says that these are the stages of human perfection, from the Nasut to the Malakut to the Jabarut to the Lahut to the Hu. These are the stages. So in fact the Prophet of God was already Fani. He says that the Prophet went from Allah to Allah, in Allah, through Allah. So when Mullah Sadr talks about the asfar. This is what this door represents. Now coming back to the concept of prayers. What does the prayer represent? Exactly that. It represents fana. It represents hide in that baqa. Subsistence within Allah. What did Imam Hussein do? He saved that thing which you need and I need and everybody else needs to attain Allah, to attain perfection. As it's called the arc of ascending and descending. You came from Allah, you descended. You're going back to Allah, back in the circular system. So where you came from, you're going back to. Imam Hussein made this possible. So now that person who goes to Karbala and is empty, he hasn't prayed, he doesn't understand this, he doesn't know what zakat is, for example. And zakat is more than one concept. It's not just cleaning your money, it's cleaning yourself. There's two types, there's the batin, there's the zahir. By cleaning your wealth, you're ultimately cleaning yourself as well, but it's the scare nafs. So you become nafs zakiyah. This is what Imam Hussein was. So every stage of the way you look what Imam Hussein did, he stood for tawheed, perfection. And this is the miracle of Imam Hussein. What is that miracle? Today, for example, my grandfather died 10 years ago. Every year when his commemoration comes, that feeling is not within me that was 10 years ago. Imam Hussein is that feeling that every year the intensity increases. This is a miracle. 1400 years later it's increasing. This is a miracle. As the Prophet says that the qatl, the death of Imam Hussein is like harara, it's like this fire within your heart that will never diminish. So it continues and it continues and it continues. So now you're going towards Imam Hussein, which is your final destination, your conclusion, who encompasses Allah, Tawheed, prayers, foundation, all of Islam put together is symbolized in one man. Therefore when you go there and when you ask from that man, then Allah will accept it. Why? Because of the love. Because there is an energy which is found within Imam Hussein. What is that energy? Sincerity, ikhlas. The more mukhlis you are, the more you will be remembered, because Allah says, you spread my name, I'll spread your name. So someone was saying, I think I've talked about this before, 2 million people come to Hajj. The Shias, look at you, shirk, 15 million people show up in Karbala. What's the difference? Say this is Ayn Tawheed. Why? Because Imam Hussein saved Allah's name. Allah says that I am greater. You come to my house, but that person who I want, that person whose dhikr I do, there will be more people always there. So 15 million people come. This is actually Tawheed. People don't understand this. So this tamassuk bi Ahlul Bayt, this tamassuk that we need with Ahlul Bayt is very important for our pathway. The most important out of all of this is your prayers. If your prayer is accepted, then everything is accepted. If your prayer is not accepted, then nothing is accepted. Why? Because this is the connection between you and Allah. If that connection between you and Allah is strong, last week you saw Ayatollah Bahjat passed away. This is that man who cried in his prayers when he used to say, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Tears and tears. Why? Connection. He understood. Ma'rifat. Comes through prayers. Ayatollah Ali Qazi says, I have it handwritten on my computer. You can see, I can show you next time. Qadi Tabatabai says, he says, you take care of your prayers and your prayers will take care of everything else. Your spiritual perfection will come if you take care of these prayers. And then he says, that person who prays salah on time, awwal waqt, and after 40 days doesn't experience spiritual gain, you can say, La'anun mi Qazi. You can come and spit on my face. This is very big things. Why? Prayers. So this is why it's important for us to understand what salah really is and to understand the ahkam of salah.